hate getting on camera because then I have to look at my face. It's like my face is the only thing to look at, and it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Before Xxxtentacion would blow up on SoundCloud with tracks I Wonder If Bloods Watch Blue's Clues, Look at Me, Kill Me, and A Helping Hand, Not a Song, amongst many others. You are not having deja vu, I'm sorry, but I had to re-upload this video. YouTube decided to age restrict it, and there were a bunch of people who just couldn't watch it. So, here we go again. I hope you enjoy it. We had to clean it up a bit. I guess it was the porn stuff. Anyway, enjoy the video. Before X would be sent to prison not once but twice, and despite the ugly charges, would still grow his fan base exponentially.
My life is real. I don't want to say my life is great because my life is not great. I have qualities about myself that I would like to change. I still am normal.
Before Xxxtentacion would team up with Denzel Curry and get a shout out from A$AP Rocky as the hardest working rapper in Florida.
My nigga XXX, I can't wait till you come home. Fuck is you talking about?
Before you guys would clog up my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube with comments demanding this video be made. Now there's a lot of mystery about the Florida rapper whose artist name sounds a whole lot like a porn website, but that's exactly what he was going for. I'll explain that a little later in the video. I'm just a little worried I might say it wrong, so let's hear him say it.
Xxxtentacion.
There's huge hype surrounding X, who's been producing music with nothing but a mic and a laptop. He dropped his first track before he was sent to prison back in 2014, where he nearly murdered his cellmate because that dude, well, he had his eyes on X. Like, in the shower. X has nothing against those with different sexual orientations, but the notorious scrapper has a quick temper. He also got a serious rap sheet including armed robbery, armed burglary, possession of a firearm, armed robbery with dwelling, possession of drugs, and that's not even the reason why he's been locked up again at the time of this recording. Kid's badass.
I can't even handle this.
What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Xxxtentacion prior to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, you guys requested this video in excess, hitting us up in the comments thousands and thousands of times. You also inboxed me on Facebook, you DM me on Instagram, and there was a whole lot of tweets. I appreciate you guys reaching out. Make sure you hit that like button and let me know in the comments down below who you want me to document next.
Oh, it's a B. Oh, back up. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my cue. No, don't hit that nigga.
We was finna jump that nigga. Xxtentacion was born Jassé Onfroy on January 23rd, 1998 in Plantation Hospital in Florida. He grew up in the Pompano and North Lauderdale area just north of Miami, but then got in trouble at school and was kicked out by his mother, where he moved to Lauderhill, living with his grandma and for some time his aunt. Now let's not get too ahead of ourselves and let's talk more about his early years. His dad wasn't around because he was locked up, and his mother was in little shape to take care of her boy. Not only would she mentally abuse him, she would pass him around to others who could raise him properly. Despite her bad parenting, when she was nice, she was lovely and would compliment him on his looks and dress him up in Abercrombie & Fitch. He loved his mother to bits, he still does, and he always wanted her attention. A man she was dating put her hands on his mother when he was 6 or 7, so X attacked the man by biting him while holding a shard of glass.
What's under my eye? It's numb. It says numb. Because I was going through a time in my life where I felt like I couldn't feel shit.
He's been fighting since he was a kid, a serious scrapper. When he was real young, it didn't matter if it was a guy or a girl. He was dark and twisted for the most part and kept to himself. If anyone pushed his buttons, he'd act out. It was at Margaret Middle School that he got in such a crazy brawl that he was kicked out of school, and then his mom kicked him out the house. So he had to move to Lauderhill to live with grandma. Around this time, he had little focus or plans for the future, but did love music. X would not only listen to the most popular rappers like Lil Wayne, Tupac, Biggie, but he'd also listen to The Fray, 3 Days Grace, and Papa Roach. Taking note of his interest in music, his aunt put him in singing classes, and he spent some time learning the guitar and piano. He also took karate class and is a big fan of the UFC. He must take some notes, because for a guy who's 5'6" and 120 pounds, the kid can certainly fight. Brawling would be a problem throughout his life, and he got kicked out of at least one other school. It must have been too much for grandma to handle, because at one point he was put in a behavioral correctional center known as the Sharing House. He also spent 9 months at a boot camp.
I'm pussy now. I gotta be pussy because I got money. So yeah, if you see me on the street, don't beat me up. I'm sorry about beating your ass.
His formative years were not all bad news. The kid was swimming in women. He was popular on Tumblr and Facebook, and had a lineup of girls that he could get with.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool to fuck. Yeah, there's no other way to put it.
Outside of music, chicks, and fighting, he did have one other hobby: breaking into homes and robbing them. In his teens, he racked up a slew of charges, including armed robbery, armed burglary, possession of a firearm, resisting without violence, armed robbery with dwelling, possession of oxycodone. The list goes on and on. His life was rough and tough, with guys doing drive-bys and him taking a bullet in the shoulder. He started to realize that he had no direction or plans for the future, and the option for music became the only consistent interest he had throughout his life. He dropped his first song, Vice City, in March of 2014 before he went to prison. At that time, he had a big following on Tumblr and Facebook, but that would fall off when he was locked away. The upside was, while in prison, he found a best friend in Ski Mask, the Slump God.
I met him in fucking jail.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
On the downside, X nearly murdered a man while inside. For some time, his cellmate was gay and he took a liking to X, never taking his eyes off him even when X had to shower. Now, X has stated that he has no problem with people of any sexual orientation, but when the man crossed the line, X snapped and attacked him, cracking his head open, and then he started strangling the man. The guard stepped in, and X is thankful that they did, because he swears he would have killed the man. His cellmate ended up in ER, and X was sent to the hole. Let's get back to him and Ski Mask. The two had a strong bond, and when X told him he had been making music, Ski Mask wanted in, so they began discussing their futures post-prison as rappers. When they got out, they were both focused, were working hard, and they dropped the track Fuck, which began to pick up a fan base for X once again. The distorted underground sound, created with minimal equipment mixed with his diverse styles of music, quickly began bringing in huge numbers for his SoundCloud account. Today, tracks like Skin, Teeth, Riot, Tummy Tuck, and I Love It When They Run all clock in millions of streams. You may be asking, what is with his name, Xxxtentacion? Well, the dude has always been a big fan of porn, and has already filmed some of his own scenes. For real.
Fuck, or did you just...
Of course I
You did.
Of course.
So people can go watch you fuck.
Of course. I'm gonna have pornos out.
He looks at porn like it's art, and that's where the XXX comes from. As for Tentacion, well, that's Spanish for temptation. Tentacion. I don't know how to say it.
Asian porn is just amazing.
Literally. Absolutely.
His career was on the rise, but then he was arrested for domestic violence on October 8, 2016, and he was going back to jail with a bond set at $10,000. Now, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but reports online suggest that he had an altercation with his pregnant girlfriend. You got to imagine that he must have been a little worried that his career would die out a second time, with him unable to make music. But the complete opposite thing happened. Word of his incarceration drew more attention to his music and his artistry. All of a sudden, #FreeX would be used widely online, and the very few interviews that he had done, like the one with No Jumper, well, it would clock in millions of views.
I got this thing that I call a dagger dick. You can call me Young Dagger Dick. You feel me?
Skinny at the end and really big.
Exactly. See my thing?
He had a court date set for January 19th, which many believe would be the time of his release, but the judge was a no-show, and it got pushed back to April, which sucks, because this guy has a lot more to show the world, including his porn.
I post pics of my dick every now and then,
Do you seriously?
Yeah, no,
Yes,
bro.
he does.
Ask these niggas. Ask my fans, bro.
As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is before they're famous. My name's Mike McCrendon. We make a shit ton of bios here on this channel. We got playlists on YouTubers, rappers, models, athletes, comedians, actors. Be sure to browse around, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, let me know who's next.
With the boys on the ones, try that the band, try that the band.
Before Migos' album Culture would debut on Billboard in the #1 spot.
Fun shooting that nigga. And that shit's gonna happen in that shit for fun.
Before 21 Savage would drop his tracks Air It Out, Skirt Skirt, Red Rag, Blue Rag, 1 Foot, Whoa, and Red Ops, which would clock in almost 20 million views.
I'm on that slaughter gang shit, murder gang shit, slaughter gang shit, murder gang shit, I'm on this.
Before the Slaughter King would opt for a Death Before Dishonor tattoo on his forehead and a dagger between his eyes.
What does the cross on your forehead signify?
It's a knife.
Oh, it's a knife.
It's a dagger.
Before mixtapes Free Goo Up, The Slaughter Tape, Slaughter King, and Savage Mode would blow his fans away.
Pull up in the trenches, pull up in the trenches. I was selling dope when I was 14.
Before 21 Savage would develop a taste for Percocets after he got out of the hospital and would post pictures on Instagram of his favorite drink in a styrofoam cup. Before 21 Savage would collaborate with his idols Gucci Mane, Young Thug, Metro Boomin, T.I., Playboy Cardi, amongst many other artists. 21 Savage grew up on the mean streets of East Atlanta and witnessed his father dealing crack as far back as he can remember. At 14, he got his hands on drugs and began selling them himself. In fact, he also got his hand on a gun and brought it to school with him when he was in the 7th grade. Why'd he do that? Well, he wanted to teach some kid who was talking about him not to be talking shit. This incident eventually got him kicked out of every middle school in the county, so this gave him more time to work on his street hustle. Through his teens, he would build a tight-knit gang known as 21, and they would also hook up with the Bloods. He was dealing out of his mom's home and fathered 2 kids. Then on his 21st birthday, him and his best friend Johnny got shot. 21 Savage took 6 bullets, including one in his head and one in his neck, but managed to make it out alive. Sadly, his best friend, well, he wasn't so lucky. It was then he decided he would need to find a new career and begin taking rapping seriously. Within a year and a half, he would blow up online and make it onto the XXL freshman list.
It ain't really like too many ways to make it out besides rap and basketball.
What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of 21 Savage, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, you guys blew up in the comment section with thousands and thousands of requests for this video, and you even took to my Facebook and my Twitter and my Instagram to make sure I got it done. I want to give a special shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video, and let us know, as always, in the comments down below, who you want me to document next. 21 Savage was born Shea Joseph on October 22nd, 1992 in Decatur, a rough and tough neighborhood outside of Atlanta, Georgia. He has one younger brother named Taman who was killed in 2014, and in his interview with DJ Vlad, he spoke of an older mystery brother as well.
Yeah, I got one guest verse from my big brother, but I can't tell you who he is, but my big brother bless him.
His mother, it seems, was the rock of stability in his life. His father, a dealer who got involved in selling crack. His uncle was killed in front of their home when he was only 11. The man got shot in the head twice. 21 Savage has said it many a time that Atlanta is a savage town. People are getting shot up, even moms are dying.
My granddaddy just died last month. My grandma died last year.
I go into more detail about his family tree and friends, but the dude's lost a shit ton of people.
Man, my little brother Tay, man, Johnny, Larry, Mika, TJ, Nino, V, Renzo, Jin, Lope. Man, I done lost like too many people.
Shea grew up listening to his idols Gucci Mane, Lotto Savage, Freaky, DSMG, and his favorites include Me, My Mama, and Them Roaches, Live from the Carter, Gucci Mane's East Atlanta 6, and his favorite of all is Gucci's Sun Valley.
A nigga got killed last night, what happened? Fucking with them double-crossing bitches from the valley.
By the way, guys, I'm working on a Gucci Mane After Their Famous video. Hit that like button if that's something you want to see. He spent his whole life robbing and hustling on the streets, getting started as far back as he can remember. He got his own hands on weed and began turning a profit at the age of 14.
My whole life, really, you know what I'm saying? My daddy smoked dope, so he was a little goddamn J.
He had some beef in the 7th grade, and when he caught word that another dude was planning to jump him, well, he decided to bring a .25 pistol with him to school. The crew didn't need to jump him anymore. Instead, they just snitched on him, and Savage got expelled from school. His mom wasn't happy and told him it was only a 10-day suspension, so he eventually went back to school. But then he got into a fight with that same dude, and then the principals were like, "What the hell are you even doing here?"
I beat his ass. They come get me, so they take me back to the principal office. She like, you ain't even supposed to be here anyway. My mama really did just want me at home.
They want you out the house,
want
you back to school.
Yeah.
He went back to school in the 8th grade. He played football while on probation, but some messing around with some chicks on a school bus got him kicked out again. And this time he was kicked out of attending any school in the county.
I went to high school for like a semester, and they were trying to kick me out.
What they were trying to kick you out for?
Man, sleeping in class.
By now, he had already established for himself a pretty successful business selling weed out of his mama's house. Things were going pretty good. He was able to eventually buy his mom a car and then get her an apartment. I think he kept the house. His close boys all adopted the number of 21 as their gang name, and at 16 opted for 21 tattoos. Savage got his on the side of his face. At 19, his crew, including Johnny, Larry, Crusher, Rock, Lil B, CJ, and his little bro Taman, they got involved with the Bloods, but Savage states that he is cool with a lot of Crips as well. And he doesn't care much for the long-lasting rivalry or stories between the two gangs and refers to that as an old-school mentality.
Niggas ain't just out here banging like, oh, he a Crip. We gonna kill him. It ain't really like that. It's really just on some niggas just repping what they rep.
Business must have been going well because he managed to father 2 kids that he states today are his motivation. He had done some dabbling with rap, having made one song with his older brother, and had got his hands on a Mac computer and a microphone. Then his brother Taman robbed a house and found a better computer and a better microphone, so Savage set those up in his bedroom.
And my little brother them had to hit for some better lights. 5, you know what I'm saying? A 5 mic, 5 computer, all that, the Mac computer, all that, so.
The 21 crew adopted a dagger for their logo, and they discussed getting it tattooed between their thumb and their index finger, like Tony Montana in Scarface.
And this? My best Norman. That's for my sweetheart.
Sweetheart, my ass.
They all made plans to get it done, but his younger brother Taman, he rushed out and opted to have it tatted between his eyes. Yeah, tough kid. On Shay's 21st birthday, him and his best friend Johnny went to pick up, but the situation quickly unfolded into what he now believes was a hit. Bullets started flying, and he took 6 before he was able to return fire. His friend Johnny didn't make it. Not only that, his friend's mother, she was also killed.
My partner and his mama got killed together.
Shay and our father had a lot of thinking to do while he recovered in the hospital. They also hooked him up with Percocets, and those delicious painkillers, he hasn't been able to get off them just yet.
I want that purple stuff.
He decided that his best bet at a future of success and staying alive would be if he focused his energy into rapping. A few things had changed. For one, 21 Savage had adopted the moniker of Savage, which he came up with while setting up his Instagram account. Also, he was no longer taking shit from no one.
A nigga motherfucking look at me wrong, B. He's gonna die, B. You know what I'm saying?
It was then 21 Savage got to work. He had some money, which provided him with time, but he had no label, no marketing team, no promotion team. He just decided, I'm gonna work my ass off. And he would rap about the real street life that he had lived through. All of a sudden, tragedy struck again. His little brother Taman was killed on March 19, 2014. Savage hadn't yet gotten his dagger and opted to get it between his eyes as tribute to his brother. His dark trap anthems like Picky, the DJ Plug-produced single, soon became a niche classic amongst Atlanta locals for its shaky and intoxicating energy. Soon his mixtape, The Slaughter Tape, was dropped in 2015, followed by Free Guwap and Slaughter King, and then he hooked up with Metro Boomin for Savage Mode.
Fuck a wedding ring, I bought a necklace. Diamonds got the flu, try not to catch this.
21 Savage's endgame is to make millions so he can improve the lives of those he came up with, including their families, and make life in his rough and tough neighborhood better, well, for those he cares about. Probably not the ones that were shooting at him back in the day. Now, if you guys are looking to catch a future concert of 21 Savage and his crew, or any artist event, or even a sports show, I want to introduce you guys to SeatGeek. Would you look at that? It's beautiful. This is the web's largest event ticket search engine. What they do is search all the ticket prices on the web to get you the best seat and price combo possible. SeatGeek puts a 1 to 100 score on each ticket to let you know if you are getting a good deal or a bad one. Green is good, red is bad. Now, because I love each and every one of you, I'm getting you $20 back on your first purchase when you use the promo code FAMOUS. There is a link down below, and we all know you're going to be buying tickets for some event, so you might as well do it now. And if you can find a chick who's down to go to a 21 Savage concert, well, I'd put a ring on her finger right away. As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. My name is Michael McCrudden, and we are working through all your requests on who to do next. The XXL class has been a pretty popular list,